Good Monday morning, meaties. How you doing? Welcome to another horror news and channel updates live stream. As always, on Mondays every week. How y'all doing? Am I muted? Or am I good? Why is Spork tell me I'm muted? Everyone else seems to be able to hear me. Scarefest 2024 in Lexington, Kentucky. I don't think I can make that one. I think we're all booked up for conventions. So I don't think we'll be in that one. Sorry about that, but let's get to the horror news for this week. Yeah, Lions, real rough watching that game, because apparently I'm a football fan now, but yeah, not great to watch them lose a 17-point lead in the second half. Not great. But we made it further into the Super Bowl, we got closer to the Super Bowl than we ever have before. Is that right? And it was so funny. During the first half of the game, Chelsea and I were like, dude, we're going to have a fucking Super Bowl party. We're going to watch it. We're going to make all these foods. She's like looking up fun like lion food to make. And then we're like, after the game, we're like, we're not hosting a Super Bowl party. Oh, fuck that. So I won't be watching the Super Bowl probably. I'm a fair weather football fan. Who said go Miners? Like, I don't think anyone said that. I don't think anyone said that. All right, getting to the news. Let's go. From Deadline, Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan are working on a vampire movie, and it's the year's hottest auction, according to Deadline. So, Ryan Coogler obviously did Black Panther, which also starred Michael B. Jordan. They've worked together a lot. Has Jordan been in every single one of his movies, I think? But they're making a genre flick. They're making a vampire movie, and the studios are bidding on it. Didn't it say something about a $90 million budget? Yeah. Jeez. So, yeah, usually as a main character, says Ben, who is the person who put all this together. As always, thank you, Ben, our brand manager, for without him, these streams would not be happening. So, good job, Ben. Thank you for the information. So, I don't really know anything else about this. I don't see any other details besides, hi, we make money. We make movies that make money, so give us money, and we'll give you a movie. Sounds like a plan. The new Jurassic World movie is in the works already, and it's got David Koepp writing. David Koepp, I think that's how you say his last name, I'm not positive. He wrote the original Jurassic Park and The Lost World, which I kind of like. It's from The Hollywood Reporter. And, yeah, they're getting right back to it. Getting back to the Jurassic franchise. They are saying a possible 2025 release date, so next year. That'd be pretty fast for a movie this big, but I wouldn't be too surprised if they did it. They got a returning producer, no director on board yet, and it sounds like it's going to be a new Jurassic era, meaning not a continuation of the Jurassic World characters and probably not the Jurassic Park characters. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they did 2 in this new era and then bring together everyone for the 3rd one, you know, whatever. They're still calling it Jurassic World, though, for now at least, instead of Jurassic Park, so not sure if that's telling for anything. Apparently the 6 movies have made $6 billion, which is nuts. I know that all 3 Jurassic Worlds made over $1 billion, and then the first Jurassic Park eventually made over $1 billion. The first Jurassic Park was the highest grossing movie for a little bit. Get out of here with the fucking Jurassic Park's not a horror movie. You know what? On this channel it is. I don't care what you think. On this channel it is. Yeah. That's all I got that. Okay. Koepp also penned Steven Soderbergh's Presence, which, is that the next one? Yeah, this sounds interesting. So Steven Soderbergh is, I think, one of the more interesting filmmakers out there. He's able to make, I feel like he's a very good example of the one for you, one for me filmmaker, where he'll make like a bigger movie that's more like mainstream and blockbustery, and then make a very artsy movie, art house movie. So he came to prominence with Sex, Lies, and Videotape. That was kind of like a pre-Clerks, but in the same era of indie film, that early 90s like indie boom. That's where he came out of. And he made the Oceans trilogy, which obviously those were like pretty big movies. Magic Mike, which is a more artsy movie than you might expect if you've never seen it. It's actually very, very good. But he'll also just make like weird shit. Did he do? He didn't do. I thought he did Under the Skin. No, that I'm thinking of someone else. But yeah, so he's made a movie called Presence, where it's from the point of view of the ghost haunting a house, haunting a family. Like, it's from the POV of the ghost, which I'm not entirely sure how that works, but it's one of these movies where, you know, it was playing at Sundance, and you had articles about people walking out of the screenings because I cannot take this stress. Like, people just too freaked out by the movie, which, that sounds pretty cool. Obviously, that could just be marketing, but I'm intrigued by the movie, and I trust in Soderbergh to make something interesting. So, I'm excited to see that, and it looks like Neon picked that up. Is that right? Neon. Yeah. Neon's solid. They're a good little company. So, okay. Soderbergh. Here we go. Godzilla, -1. Got an Oscar nomination for visual effects. It's the first Godzilla movie to get an Oscar nomination. And I don't know what else was nominated. Let's see. Best visual effects category. I'm assuming some superhero stuff. I hate that fucking Bing is the default search engine on. And I hate that. Why am I using Edge? I'm in the upstairs computer. I don't normally use Edge and Bing. Please believe me. I use Chrome and Google. Used to use Firefox. Ended up using Chrome, switching over a couple of years ago, but please believe me that I don't use this weird shit. What other movies are... The Creator? Oh, I really wanted to see that. I did not. Society of the Snow. I'm not familiar with that. Godzilla -1. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Oh, and Poor Things for visual effects. Interesting. I never... Oh, wait. Those are the predicted nominees. Fuck. Why, when you search for Oscar stuff, does this happen so much? The predictions come up instead of the nominations. Why? Where's visual effects here? This is an actual list. Here we go. The Creator, Godzilla. Oh, Guardians. Guardians 3 got... Oh, wow, those predictions were way off. What were those predictions doing with fucking Poor Things and Society of the Snow? No, visual effects, the actual nominees are The Creator and Godzilla, and then Guardians 3, which I heard was good for people who like Guardians, and Mission Impossible, and Napoleon. Okay, interesting. Do you think Godzilla has a chance against these? I feel like it might. I haven't seen any of the other ones, but I think it might, dude. Yeah, cool. Good job, Godzilla. And then I think Ben in his write-up said that the only other horror movie with an Oscar nomination, I don't think it was mentioned in this article from Fangoria, is El Conde, which, full disclosure, we didn't see El Conde. I think it was nominated for what? What'd you say it was? Cinematography, maybe? And so El Conde has no nominations at the Dead Meat Horror Awards. That is not to say that it doesn't deserve them. We just never got around to seeing it. We can't see everything, and it was a blind spot. And so apologies if you're a big fan of it and you're like, how the fuck is this not getting nominated at the Dead Meat Horror Awards? We didn't see it, and it wasn't. It was suggested by like maybe one or two of our panel members, but not enough for us to like find the time to watch. I'm so sorry. Sometimes that happens. We have blind spots where we can't watch everything. So yeah, I love Godzilla and his little tux. That's great. This looks like the fucking Oppenheimer censor thing that they would do in some countries. This looks like the dress that they stuck on Florence Pugh. I love him. Okay, moving on. Netflix is paying $17 million for the rights to It's What's Inside, which I don't know this director. Huge deal for that. 17 million, Jesus Christ. But this plot synopsis sounds interesting. A pre-wedding party descends into an existential nightmare when an estranged friend shows up with a mysterious suitcase. And this article writer from Deadline says, lots of reveals, and they ain't giving up a single one, thank you. The film stars top billed, at least in this article, Brittany O'Grady, which is interesting to me. I know her from Star, because I worked at Fox when, I worked around Fox when Star was out, but she was also in the most recent Black Christmas, and then, what was the other horror? Oh yeah, was she in? She's in another horror movie. What? Oh no, not a horror movie. She was in White Lotus. That's right. She was in the first season of White Lotus. But I like her. I think she's a good young actress. So I'm curious about what this movie is. I don't really know anyone else on this cast, but excited to see. It does kind of sound like the premise, not the Gift. It sounds kind of like The Invitation to me, or it's making me think of The Invitation. But I'm curious about this. Netflix apparently thinks it's worth $17 million. So Diablo Cody, you may have seen this, said that she wants to maybe do something else with Jennifer's body, and this might just be an off-the-cuff comment in an interview, because she said something about like, oh, if I could find someone who has $1 billion who believes in it, I could make it. But I just found it interesting what she said, because she penned the upcoming Lisa Frankenstein, which comes out next week. Stay tuned on the interview. Stay tuned for an interview with Catherine Newton and Cole Sprouse that I did. It was a brief little sit-down junket interview, but that'll be out on the channel sometime next week ahead of this film, because I got to see Lisa Frankenstein, and I thought it was pretty fun. It was a very cute movie, and I think that if they can get it to the right audience, that it will be... Chelsea said that if she had seen it as a high school girl, she would have been obsessed with it. So I agree with that, and I think it's nice and cute. It's got very good 80s style to it, where it's very 80s but also very dirty, like the houses they're in and everything are like it's not all pristine neon. So I recommend checking out Lisa Frankenstein. It's definitely a stylistic film that will not be for everyone, but give it a shot and you might end up loving it. I could see a certain type of person really loving it. Anyway, Diablo Cody wrote that. Zelda Williams directed that. Zelda Williams is Robin Williams' daughter. This is Zelda's first directorial effort, as far as I know. Definitely first feature. But while having a conversation about Lisa Frankenstein, Diablo Cody was talking about how when Jennifer's Body came out, it did not do well. It kind of bombed. Critically, it didn't get big reviews, and she was talking about how much of a humiliation that was, and how then later when people started to come around and be like, oh wait, that movie's good, she was a little salty at first and was like, yeah, it is. Where were you when we needed you when it came out? But she says that now she's just happy that people like it. So I can understand that thought process as a creative, being like, yeah, it was good. That's what I was telling you when it came out and you weren't watching it. But she also mentions that it seems like the people who like Jennifer's Body and talk about it now in such glowing terms probably were too young to see it when it came out. So it just goes to show that art can have multiple life. And that's I don't like TikTok, honestly. Sorry, Spork, I know you're in the chat and that's your job, is running our TikTok. I think that overall, net negative. If I could, I would just do away with it. But one good thing that I like about TikTok is that sometimes it'll bring back old songs, which you don't get that often, having old songs chart. Generally, it feels as though a song will come out, it'll chart, and then it'll disappear forever. But it's kind of cool that if a song trends on TikTok, an older song that had been released years and years ago can chart again and bring new life to older art. I'll give it that. All right. Tyreek Withers is going... Yeah, I've heard about this Marlon Wayans movie called GOAT, about a retired sports star who is helping to train a younger up-and-coming sports star. I don't know too much about this. I just know that Jordan Peele's producing it. I think through Monkey Paw, right? Yeah, Monkey Paw and Universal. So Marlon Wayans coming back to horror, and I think that he's a great actor, and has shown that several times. Tyreek Withers is from Atlanta. I guess acted in Atlanta. I watched a little bit of Atlanta. I would love to watch all of it, but I'm bad at watching TV shows. So we'll have GOAT look forward to. Last of Us season 2 directors include Mark Mylod, who we just covered on the menu. Great director, awesome work with the menu, awesome work with Succession. So he's going to be directing some episodes, or at least one episode of season 2 of The Last of Us, along with a bunch of other directors who have done stuff like Perry Mason and Watchmen and Loki. So people who are watching that, there you go. Got quality lined up. And finally, Squid Game Season 2, Netflix promises you and the shareholders that Squid Game Season 2 is going to happen this year. Don't worry, it's coming out. Should it have a Season 2? Probably not. But it's happening. It's happening. Does it kind of go against the whole point of Squid Game? I think so, but it's happening. We'll have it. We'll have some Squid Games. Squid Games is horror. Squid Games is a death game. So it's horror adjacent, at the very least. Squid Games is good. Squid Game, I'm sorry. Not Squid Games. I sound like, oh, you on the TikToks? You got your Nintendos? Sorry, I was reading people saying Squid Game, so I'm just gonna blame them. Here, I'm gonna throw someone under the bus. Corduroy Boy! Oh no, I'm throwing like a long time fan and chat participant under the bus, but don't blame me, blame Corduroy Boy. He was saying Squid Games, and I was like, I just read what he said. Sorry, Corduroy. Squid Game Season 2, it'll happen. I wonder if it'll do better than, like, Bird Box Barcelona, or are we just fucking, like, done? No, I'm sure Squid Game will do better than that. Will it be better? I'm not sure. We've got a bunch of trailers to watch. We got, like, 4 trailers to watch today, so let's check these out. I see some people talking about WWE stuff. Yeah, did I hear about the Vince McMahon lawsuit? The fuck do you think? Yeah, obviously. Awful, awful stuff. No, there's no other words to describe the horrific things. Like, if you don't read details, if you don't want to ruin your day, it is awful. He stepped down from WWE, which is a great start, not nearly enough to begin for justice to be done. I don't know if justice can be done to that 78-year-old billionaire. But fuck that guy. I'm glad he's out of WWE, and anyone else who helped facilitate or cover up whatever he was doing also needs to go. It sucks. It's the worst thing. Triple H's response was bad in the presser. It was bad. So those are my thoughts. I love wrestling. I love a lot of the wrestlers. I love Triple H's booking, but you know, that shit. There's no fucking talking around it, man. Fuck that guy, Vince. Fuck him and anyone who did anything like that, because it's awful. I'm not gonna get into details because it's literally like sex trafficking. It goes far beyond just sexual harassment or assault. It's heinous. Like it's not even anime villain. It's like edgy fucking. It's awful. It's horrible shit. So fuck that guy. The Rumble. The Women's Rumble ruled. Women's Rumble fucking ruled. The rest of it was fine. The Logan Paul and Kevin Owens match was good. The 4-way, underwhelming. Men's Rumble. I'm just happy to move on and not have to worry about Cody Rhodes winning another Rumble. Let's get an actual surprise winner, please. And for anyone who loves Cody Rhodes, which is a lot of people, I'm happy for you. Good job. All right, let's watch some trailers. What do we got here? Immaculate. the official Red Band trailer. This is in theaters March 22nd. It stars Sydney Sweeney as Cecilia, an American nun of devout faith, embarking on a new journey in a remote convent in the picturesque Italian countryside. All right. Let's hope that none of these fucking trailers get this live stream copyright claimed. Yeah, Men's Rumble was predictable, man. But anyway.
God saved me for a reason, but I'm still searching for what that reason is. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Hello?
Neon, there you go.
I know God saved me for a reason, but I guess I'm still searching for what that reason is.
Too much blood of Christ.
It's a miracle. You are with child.
Immaculate, like the conception. Makes sense. Oh, demonetized. No, they could have been pushed.
Out of all the women in the world, why did he choose me? How can we trust what's inside you?
The scissors?
Suffering.
Oh, I wonder where they filmed all this.
Suffering. 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 Yes, love.
I like the idea of a horror take on an Immaculate Conception, because that is a horrific premise. Like, just if you think about it. Like, hey, let's watch which WWE finisher is the most painful. Just like not doing anything to have a kid, and then you have a kid, you're pregnant. That's horrific. But yeah, I don't know. That looks kind of cool. I've talked before about how I think Sydney Sweeney is doing great as far as business goes. Is that the movie where she's also a producer on it? And she's so young, and she's just like, it's good that she's getting into the producer side of things. Because that'll give longevity and give you the power, you know. If you're just an actor, it's very easy to lose leverage and power. So to be on the producer side of things is really good. That's why, like with Margot Robbie, yeah, she didn't get a acting nomination for Barbie, but she did get a producer credit for getting that movie made, which I'd say is the bigger accomplishment, is getting that movie made, Barbie, than even the leading role. Like, she has an Oscar nomination for as a producer, and like that's where the money is, and that's where the power ends up lying. So, all right, Stopmotion, opening in theaters February 23rd. Ella Blake, a stop-motion animator struggling to control her demons after the loss of her overbearing mother, embarks upon the creation of a film that becomes the battleground for her sanity. Okay. By director Robert Morgan. Loss of an overbearing mother sounds Hereditary-esque.
Such a morbid imagination. Bringing dead things to life.
What's that little guy?
Hey, she emerges from her cave.
Hello.
When do you think you'll finish this film of yours?
I don't know.
I like stop motion.
What's all that stuff?
It's called stop motion animation.
What do you think? It's a bit boring.
It's not finished.
Get out of here.
It's not boring.
Make a new one.
A new one.
Yeah. I know a better story. You want to hear it? There's a girl. She's scared.
Oh, this little wacky person.
There's someone coming.
Who's coming?
The man no one wants to meet.
The Ashman.
You could bring it to life.
Oh man, I'm into this.
What does the Ashman do?
Don't be scared.
Whatever it is you think you saw back there, it's not real.
Yes.
I don't want to make this film anymore.
Don't you want to hear the next bit of the story?
I want to go. I want to go. What happens when it takes on a life of its own?
Cool. Stop motion. I like it. I like that we didn't really see the Ashman. Leaves it as a surprise. That looks fun. I love stop motion as a style, and to have it interwoven into a film narrative like that, I'm looking forward to that. That hits theaters February 23rd. All right. So not too far away. Cool. That's fun. Constellation, Apple TV Plus, okay? A catastrophe in space, madness on Earth. But this is not ISS, which I wanted to see. Did anyone see it? I heard it was kind of mid, but it was such a fun premise where the astronauts are on the International Space Station, and then they look down and there's like nukes going off, and then the Russian astronauts and the American astronauts both get calls from their governments being like, you have to secure the ISS. Is it bad? It was boring. Fuck, man. It's such a fun premise. It's such a cool premise. Damn it. That's what I heard, is that it's like, just kind of whatever. Maybe one day I'll watch it on a plane or some shit. All right. Constellation. Let's see what this is. Is this ISS or is this better?
I miss you so much.
I miss you too, Mama. Will you be careful out there?
Always.
I love space stuff. Oh, we're not in space anymore. Damn it.
I'm very happy to be back home. But things are different. I have a piano in my house. And I don't play the piano.
Things are different. There's a piano here.
Do you have hallucinations?
Yeah.
Astronauts go through things they don't understand. That's when people come unstuck.
When I was up there, the only thing I could focus on was getting back to my daughter.
I miss you, Mummy. Will you be careful out there? Mummy, who was that?
That was you and me right before the accident.
That was not me.
Ooh.
Mama?
That gave me a nice little chills.
Where is she?
Who?
Whoa, what? What? Oh.
You!
I invented a machine we took into space, and I saw something, but it seems like it doesn't want to be seen.
People see things up there, and when they get back, they go crazy.
This isn't madness. You need to help me. I need to go back to her. Do I seem the same to you?
I just don't feel like you're my mum.
That looks cool too. Professor Hickey. Everyone else was like Mike Ehrmantraut, and fucking Breadloaf's like Professor Hickey from Community. Yes, Jonathan Banks is in that movie. Very good actor who acted in a lot of stuff before hitting that pay dirt in Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, so good for him. And then Numi Rapace, is she in was she in Girl with a Dragon Tattoo? Yeah, she was in the Swedish version, right? The original. She's a Swedish actress. And then I'm sure she's in other stuff that other people know her better at. Jack Ryan, maybe, the TV series. I don't know. What do people know her from? Oh, she was in Prometheus and Alien Covenant, which I fucking covered years and years ago on the Kill Count. She was in both of them. Does her character, like, is she just, like, dead in the second one? Lamb. She was in Lamb, says Ben. So, obviously someone who takes interesting roles. Constellation looks cool. Okay. And last one is Alice in Terrorland. I'm sure this will be just as high of quality as the trailers we just watched. A recently bereaved teenage girl goes to live with her aunt in a secluded woodland house, unaware that sinister forces lurk within. Alice in Terrorland. Let's see.
Forget everything you think you know of her. Of young Alice and her adventure in Wonderland. Forget all of them.
You sure we should forget? Because then does your movie have a hook?
The Mad Hatter. The fat, sleek caterpillar. The Cheshire Ripper. The White Rabbit. Forget it all. For in every fairy tale, a witch must come.
Close your eyes and make a wish.
Let the game begin.
All right. Alice in Terrorland. For a second, I thought that the actress was Maisie Williams, Arya from Game of Thrones. It is not. I don't think this movie could afford Maisie Williams. I got nothing. I got nothing on it. It's a pretty trailer didn't, do too much. So whatever. Who knows? Could be good. I'm not gonna kneecap it before it comes out. Could be good. Didn't grab me like the other trailers, but who knows? All right. Dead Meat news. Channel news. That was a bunch of trailers. Oh, wait, there's also a Lost Boys musical teaser. Is that a trailer? Here, let's look at that real fast. From Fangoria. Is this little 47? Musical. All right. Sure. Beetlejuice earned 8 Tony nominations in 2019. I didn't know that. The Beetlejuice musical. I didn't know that was supposed to be good. As long as it's not a jukebox musical, I'm into it. So, sure. Yeah. I don't like jukebox musicals. Give me original songs, All right. Beetlejuice musical is good. Okay, all right. I just rewatched Beetlejuice, the film, on the plane to Vegas a couple of weekends ago. That movie fucking rules. Beetlejuice is so good. I love that movie. Everything in it is great. It's Early Burton, man. Early Burton does not miss. It's real good. All right. So, Dead Meat news. If you missed it, the menu kill count is out. It's got its little suicide warning on it, but that's okay. That's okay. It's out. It's there. a good episode. Check it out. And then They Talk Season 2 premiered yesterday with a Trick or Treat episode. Very Seussically rhyming episode with Sam sounding, as many people said, and as Zoran agrees, sounding like Stewie Griffin. So check out They Talk if you haven't seen it already. And I think the next episode is Friday the 13th. The return of Mr. Wellity, Jason. And we got the, what part did I do in Trick or Treat? I was the hand. I was Mandus, the hand actor. So that was a fun little part for me to do. I know that we'll have I think after the Friday the 13th They Talk, which is a great episode, we'll have, I think, the Urban Legend one. And that stars Chelsea. And then Scream 2, which will have me reprising Ghostface. And then the grand finale of They Talk Season 2 will be Halloween 2, which is nuts. You have no idea what you're going to get for the Halloween 2 They Talk. It's crazy. And it's almost killed Zoran as he's tried to make it. But it's an epic episode, if I may say so myself. So check those out. They'll be good. Will Zoran be at Astronomicon with us? No, I don't believe he will be. Traveling is a lot. He's got a very pregnant wife. When is Astronomicon? That's probably right after he has his kid. So no, I don't think Zoran will be taking the time to have to go to a convention. Yeah, he will have a child by then. He will be a brand new dad and will probably be witnessing the miracle of a newborn human being learning what the world is, rather than signing some prints. But yeah, Zoran will be a father very soon, and we're all very happy for him. Zoran's going to be a great dad. Gonna be such a good dad. We will be in Astronomicon signing and doing autographs, the whole thing at a table. I saw some kind of post asking if we would be there. Oh, wow. Jeez. Thank you, Jake. I appreciate that. I can't, we can, if you email those requests, we can add them to the list. But, what's the most underrated movie I've covered? I don't know. Revenge, maybe? I'd like to cover Influencer sometime just to get that out there and have more people know about it, because fucking love Influencer. Check that out if you haven't. That's from last year. I think available to watch on Shudder. Really loved it. So yeah, we'll be at Astronomicon. We will not be walking around filming. We don't really do that at conventions anymore. I loved making those videos, but after a certain point, they got to be just the same kind of thing. And also, it's hard for us to walk around at horror conventions. It's a little disruptive at this point, so it's better if we just have a table where people can come meet us and talk to us. So we'll be doing that at Astronomicon in Livonia, Michigan. We will not be at Crypticon. No. Are we ever planning on coming to Texas, Pan Snake? Get the Texas Frightmare guy to have us at his convention. We would love to be there. We were supposed to be there in 21, I think. In 2021, but COVID was still going on and we weren't comfortable because back then, I think it's moved since then, but that might have been the last year where it was in the basement of the hotel, a very confined space. And I think it was post-vaccine, but still it was still pretty rampant. And so we had to cancel, and then we have not been invited back. So we would love to go to Texas Frightmare. It is our favorite horror convention, but I don't know if we'll be allowed to. I don't know. We would love to go. We would absolutely love to go. We will be in Michigan this year. We will be in Ohio this year. We will be in Tampa at Spookala this year. And I think that's all I can confirm. We are supposed to be in Manchester in the UK for a convention in October. So any overseas people, probably not watch. Well, no, it's probably a decent hour for you to watch that. So we should be overseas in October. That's the plan. I think that's it. I think that's all that's planned is Michigan, Ohio, Tampa, and Manchester, I think. And then if we can get into Texas Frightmare, but I'd really like to. We love that convention. So we've got a little podcast for you on Wednesday. It is... Oh, and VidCon. We will be at VidCon as well. Like, we will have a presence at VidCon. At least that's the plan. We've been talking to the VidCon people to have an actual dead meat presence at VidCon, not just like walking around, but we would really like to have that kind of legitimacy. Were we at VidCon last year? We briefly walked around as guests, but we've never done anything in any official capacity with them, and I think it'd be cool. I feel like, at 6.3 million, we're a pretty good YouTube channel, I think. We've been doing this for a number of years, so VidCon in Cali, not DC, sorry. VidCon here, the local. No Midsummer Scream this year? No, I think we're generally taking a break from SoCal, like Southern California horror conventions this year. We've done those a lot over the past few years, and we just want to give other places the chance. If we could, we would do them all, but every convention weekend is a big time commitment for us between traveling there, working all day for 3 days, and then traveling back. That's 3 days. Because, we normally work weekends. I don't have days off unless it's, a special occasion like the Rumble, But most weekends, unless there is something going on, like a big event, I'm working. It's Saturdays and Sundays are just regular weekdays for me. So when we do conventions, I'm basically losing 2 working days, and then you can't do that too often or else we fall way behind, especially with this year's goal of a kill count every week. So we can only go to a certain number of conventions. We only have that amount of time, and we've decided that we've gone to enough Southern California conventions. The people in those areas have had the chance to meet us multiple times over the past couple of years, so we'll be back to them eventually. But this year, we want to go other places in the country to give fans who can't travel to Southern California the chance to meet us, Okay, back to the podcast. Your wife, Raphael, and their wife got to enjoy Influencer. Hell yeah. Would you be able to start a segment where you mention recent horror movies you enjoyed? I don't know if it needs to be a segment, but if I watch them and enjoy them, I'll let you know. I'll let you know for sure. Podcast coming out on Wednesday is for Fear.com, which came out in 2002. Currently has a 3% on Rotten Tomatoes. You did not hear me incorrectly. 3%. F Cinema score. Real bad. Real bad movie. We tried to tell you what the fuck happened in it. We don't do a good job at that, but you can watch our frustration. For anyone who wanted to watch, anyone who likes the podcast episodes of bad movies where we're frustrated, you got one. You got one coming. Because, the last few movies we've covered on the podcast, the worst of them has been Last Voyage of the Demeter, which is a fine movie. It's fine. We have been covering, lots of really high-quality horror movies, like When Evil Lurks, and, real good ones. We want some trash. So that's what you're getting. That's what we gave you, is some fucking trash with Fear.com. It's real garbage. High score on the Spooking Kids in the video store category. That's true. That cover, scary. That's the scariest thing about that movie. God, is it fucking... My friend described it. It's doo-doo. That's what it is. It's a doo-doo movie. Okay, and then Friday... James, what do you do in your free time nowadays? I don't have it. I play a tiny... I'm back to Sea of Thieves. I'm back on the fucking... I fell off the wagon. I'm back on the ship. But I'll do an hour or 2 of that every day. That's it. That's all I got. Yeah, I guess the gym, working out, if you... I guess that's free time. So I work out and I play Sea of Thieves. That's about it. Yeah, Rebound. I know. I was away for 6 fucking months. I didn't touch that game for 6 months. And Spork and James Chats and Mike got me back into it. God damn it. This Friday is the Puppet Master kill count. I'm so goddamn excited. I fucking love Puppet Master. I hope it does well. So that I can cover the other ones. I have a feeling it might. I know that people are always saying they want to see it, but let's see. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens with the views. Because my guess is this 1989 movie, I bet the kids aren't going to tune in for it. But prove me wrong, man. Make me proud. Watch Puppet Master. Watch the movie, and then watch the kill count. Fucking love Puppet Master. It's so good. The Horror Awards, you can vote on the Fan Favorite Award. Horror Awards come out March 3rd. We're just a little bit over a month away. So we're really excited about those. We've got the same 10 categories as last year. We thought about adding more, but just got a little bit of crunch for time. So I wonder if I can name them all off the top of my head. Best stunts or choreography, best practical effects, best digital effects, best kill, best villain, best supporting performer, lead performer, director, original film, and remake or sequel. Yes, those are the 10 awards we'll be giving out, but the 11th award is the Fan Favorite Award. You can vote on that until, you got 2 more days to vote on it. So we've got a link in the chat right now that I will pin. YouTube's not letting me pin it. Okay. I wonder if it's because it's through OBS. It should still let me pin it. But yeah, there's a link that Michael Grijalva sent. Go ahead and click that and vote on. I can't do that. Vote on your favorite movie of last year. So that'll be the Fan Favorite Award. The other awards will be determined by a panel that we've put together. The first 2 years of the award show, it was just Chelsea and I picking our picks for each category. This year, Chelsea and I did the narrowing down, and we selected the 6 nominees for each category. So if a movie didn't get nominated, you can blame Chelsea and I. But once we had our 6 nominees, with suggestions from people, including our panel, we gave the 6 nominees for each category to our panel. The panel consists of 13 people. That includes Chelsea, me, Zoran, Chauncey, who will have a show on Dead Meat right after the award show, and several others, 9 others. And they all voted on the categories. And at this point, they voted. We have the winners for all of them, but you can't blame us for the winners. We were but 2 votes among 13. We did have to, we were the tiebreakers for one category had a tie, and we had to vote to, we had to make the decision between the tied contestants. So that one, you can blame us, but all the others were just determined by the panel, and they voted, and the votes were very spread out. In fact, for Best Original Film, every single nominee got at least 1 vote, which I thought was really cool. So that's what we're building up to, is the Horror Awards on the 3rd. That'll be on the Sunday, the March 3rd. And until then, you have They Talk every Sunday. You have a Kill Count every Friday. Puppet Masters this Friday. After that is Lost Boys. Lost Boys Kill Count coming to you on, what's the date of that? Friday the 9th, February 9th. And after that, can we say what that episode is? Okay, after that, sure, I'll announce the next kill count after that for Friday, February 16th. Assuming we can get it out, Smile's up next. It's gonna be It's definitely gonna have the fucking suicide warning on it. Can't avoid it for that one. But good luck us getting it out, because it's just kill yourself the movie, as I've called it before. Just lots of self-harm, but Smile will be out after The Lost Boys, God willing. And then we got a couple of surprises for you after that, so I'll hold up. I'll hold off on announcing them. Xbox Live Chat the movie. Jeez. Okay. Great. Yeah, I know. Smile. Once we're past Smile, I think we're pretty good as far as the self-harm stuff goes, from what I can see on the schedule. Wow, we got quite the fucking schedule for you this year, guys. It's bangers. It's bangers all the way down. All right, I think that is all we got for you today, so thank you for tuning in. Oh, I forgot to put the music back on. I always forget to do that after the trailers. I'll get better at this. I don't know. Maybe one day we'll have like a name for this thing, and like a thumbnail. But I feel like it's doing okay right now, as is. I like having 1,400 people chilling with me on a Monday morning, talking about horror news. Oh yeah, my mug of the day, Glam Breakfast by Hark a Vagrant, that webcomics artist. David Bowie. I've had this for over 10 years. I think Chelsea got this for me, I think the first Christmas that we moved out here. So, well over 10 years now. Where can you buy this mug? Look up Glam Breakfast, Hark a Vagrant. How many mugs do we have? So many mugs, dude. We have more mugs than we have most things. All right. What's your favorite Royal Rumble to first show potential wrestling fans? I mean, 2020 might be... 2020 is my favorite Rumble of the past 5 years. It's got great storytelling. Maybe that one. Or this year's Women's Rumble, honestly. I think this year's Women's Rumble, fucking watch that shit, dude. It ruled. So good. Jade. Couldn't ask for a better premiere than that. Wow, it was handled so well. And Chelsea Green, god damn, that was good work. If you want to hear more thoughts about the Rumble, Chelsea, me, and Gressel are recording our Patreon-only podcast. That's for $5 and up members. $5 and up gets you not only access to like early release kill counts and a whole bunch of stuff. We do a Patreon-only podcast. It's audio only, but it's usually me, Chelsea, and Gressel just talking about random things, non-horror topics. We've talked about football before. We've talked about 90s alternative rock. I've done like a little quiz with them. And we're going to record today our thoughts on the Rumble because we all watched it together. So if you want detailed thoughts about the 2024 Royal Rumble, that's where you can find them. So check those out. And that will be all I have for you. So thank you so much. And I'll see you next time. Be good people.